From the 1011 Now streaming studio, this is 1011's Morning Pulse.
Sponsored by Murray Roofing.
Good morning, I'm Jackson Wilford with your Morning Pulse for Thursday, August 29th, 2024. We're taking you on a trip to the Nebraska Supreme Court where arguments are being heard in a case drawing plenty of attention. This comes after our legislature passed a law ending the 2-year waiting period for felons to get back the right to vote. But an opinion from the Attorney General arguably started a chain reaction leading to that law not being implemented, taking us to the showdown in the state's highest court. An ACLU lawyer representing men seeking to register to vote in 2024 and an attorney representing the Nebraska executive branch both made their cases heard yesterday. But this all goes back to LB 20, which passed with a 38-6 vote in the legislature, eliminating the period felons had to wait to register to vote. Governor Jim Pillen allowed the law to pass, but he did not sign it, questioning its constitutionality. As the election is just a few months out, this is an issue the Supreme Court will need to wade through. And stick with us because we'll be sure to keeping a close eye on this ruling. And now to an update regarding that former York Public School employee who had been accused of sexually assaulting 2 children. He'll spend a year behind bars, but instead of going to prison, Scott Velasquez Lopez will serve that sentence in jail, convicted of 2 counts of misdemeanor child abuse. This started with a tip to the York County Sheriff's Department alleging that he had touched a student inappropriately, and further investigation uncovered that he had assaulted 2 children in his home. And in other news, are you packed for this weekend? Because if not, there still is time. The Labor Day travel period begins today, and TSA is expecting to screen a record-breaking 7 million people through September 4th. And on the road, prices at the pump may also be more travel-friendly this year. Around this time last year, the cost of gas was around $3.81 a gallon, but in recent weeks, the average price has hovered around $3.50 a gallon. But if you're sticking around town this evening, it might be a good idea to have a raincoat handy, because the chance of storms later this evening is pushing back 2 area high school football games to be played a little bit earlier. Lincoln East was originally set to play at home against Elkhorn South at 7 o'clock. That game will now be at 4:30. And Crete will be on the road against Platteview. This game now starts at 4. And as always, stick with our 1011 sports and weather teams as we head into this evening for all the updates. Now let's get a look at that 7-day before you head out the door.
You've been listening to 1011's Morning Pulse. Watch, listen, stream on the 1011 Now app, on YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Sponsored by Murray Roofing.